Hello. Okay. This week the English live stream. Okay. Today, last week when we talk about preconceptions, political calculation. Actually, I have hit something. I have hit several points. So I will post. I will collect my the point I hit and post create a new video and post them on the on Twitter, on the Twitter as well. I thanks for joining my live stream. And the problem is I find that the live stream has the new meanings to me. Actually, I believe the measure of the viewers are either from Reddit or from the Twitter, and that's the problem is and at the beginning of the March, I began the English live stream, and that is simply think out. Oh, okay. I think that my viewers are majority from the people around the world, and I used to have the English version, and I have the Chinese version. To use the bilingual version to make all my viewers understand what I'm thinking about. Also, this is the main thing I started to use the English live stream. Although the English live stream doesn't have many viewers, but I'm still very glad to publish the half-hour live stream every day, because I think that if you want to hear me what I'm thinking about, I don't think that the language should be a barrier. So even though low the viewer the viewer are very low, I am still very happy to provide this English version. And the next of my video, if I have published, they all have all of them will all be published in English. Okay, so today's topic is the hidden worries behind the Ukrainians' counterattack. Well, now that the Ukrainian war has gone through it seems to going through the counterattack stage. And that means if Ukraine can successfully counterattack Russia and liberate the occupied territory, then Ukraine can is victory against Russia. Okay, so the problem is that the stage of the counterattack actually has not been opened, has not begun yet, because that although there are indeed several counterattack strikes in the Bakhmut, but the scale of the counterattack strike is pretty low. They have reoccupied 18 kilometers square of land. But actually, until so far, Ukrainians still have 19,000 kilometers territory under Russia's occupation. So that Ukraine had made 80 kilometers square region is far enough to reoccupy all the occupied territory. So I believe that the current stage is still not can be called the counterattack stage. Although the counterattack news is very inspiring and it's very it made people happy. It made the Western media mark about Russia's incapability. Yes, so but there is something we must know. The first thing is that there indeed has some exaggeration or against the there indeed has some exaggeration throughout the Ukrainian counterattack. Although the scale of the counterattack is actually very small, but portrait of the news. They just want to describe the counterattack movement of the Bakhmut, just like the Battle of Stalingrad in 1943. Oh yeah, this is the media's description about the Ukrainian counterattack operation in Bakhmut. However, there are several points. There are several deficits in the Bakhmut problem. The first thing is that the Bakhmut they counterattack Bakhmut, the village near Bakhmut, not the Bakhmut city itself. If you have seen the war report, you will find that the Bakhmut city still the Wagners still hold on the Bakhmut city. It is only that the village near southwest through Bakhmut and the north through Bakhmut are liberated in very small level. The Ukrainian has claimed that their main achievement is to have recovered the logistic line toward Bakhmut. But the problem is that Russia doesn't have very accurate artillery team. So actually the Zaporozhye line doesn't have a big hasn't under the big pressure. The Ivansk has a long time by 3 months long time for defending. So they are Ivansk itself is fortified. So that's why the Russia still cannot cut entirely the supply line entirely. So the battle of Bakhmut still insists. Just like what I said last time, the Ukrainian will try their best to prevent Russia to totally occupy Bakhmut, because that Zelensky has speech in the Capitol Hill in United States and said, "Oh, Bakhmut still standing." He emphasized Bakhmut as the symbol of the Ukrainians' resistance against Russian invasion. So that the problem is if the Bakhmut is fully occupied by Russia, that means the credibility of the Zelensky, the dignity of the Zelensky, the fame of the Zelensky will all be questioned and be humiliated. This is strong humiliation to the Zelensky's presidentship. So no matter how hard Zelensky still want to save his face. Be straightforward. Zelensky wants to save his face on Bakhmut's task. So he is the one who really don't want the Bakhmut to be deoccupied. So that is his main involvement. This is his main involvement on the military stage. The last apparent involvement of Zelensky is that Zelensky doesn't want to escape Kiev. Zelensky doesn't want to escape Kiev for asylum. He wants to stay on Kiev in order to hold the morale, but it is effective. Now Zelensky still have a second move. They want to hold the Bakhmut. They want their army do their best to hold the Bakhmut, so that the Ukrainian army try their best engage many tanks and people and human and personal and many artillery counter Bakhmut and try to retake the territory and make the Russia's attempt to fully occupy the Bakhmut city failed. Okay, so the problem is that the Ivansk, the Bakhmut, the counterattack of the Bakhmut has several problems. The first one is the attack should be at small scale. small scale. I doubt there is a possible to retake 50% of Bakhmut city. I don't think so. I think that they maybe can retake over 10 or 20% of Bakhmut city, and it is enough for the 1 month operation. The second thing is that the Ukrainian army never expressed the casualty, never published the casualty number. So the problem is that you will watch the press, you will find that Russia died much, and Ukrainian seems die less. But actually the real situation must be completely different, because that if you launch a strike, you will suffer more casualty than the defending side. The attacking side should suffer more casualty than the defending side, unless the defending side totally collapsed. But this is unlikely happened in 21st century. Oh, so that's the problem is that Ukrainian will have more equal or more casualty than Russia invasion in next 1 month or 2 months operation. They're doing a massive counterattack strike, but Ukraine never published their casualty number, so that the Western world won't know the exact casualty number in the Bakhmut. So that will make the Western world has a wrong estimation that the Ukraine is very successful. The Russia is going to do, yeah. So they won't help them much. Why? Because people tend to use the least energy to achieve the biggest goal. They don't want to consume extra energy to the goal. If I can spend 20 million aid to let Ukraine win, I won't spend 100 million aid to make Ukraine win. Okay, so especially at democratic country, they will just send enough weapon for Ukraine to go to the counter strike. But what is the definition of enough? It depends on the information they receive. And I have talked with several Ukrainian frontline soldiers about the situation, how do you know the opinion of that the Ukrainian hiding the casualty number. The Ukrainian soldier replied me that they hide the casualty number in order to hold their morale, because in 2014 they didn't hide the casualty number and the morale is extremely low. So this time they have learned the lesson, and they hide the casualty number, and the result is effective, and they are satisfied of the current situation. And when I asked him, I asked them, how do you think about Western politician? Do you think they know the real situation? They reply, oh, believe me, they know the real situation. But then I have tried to I have tried to observe the Western politician. I found that there are indeed some political figures who know the truth about the Ukrainian frontline situation. Only the Five Eye Army. The UK, US, Canada, and Australia and New Zealand. Only these 5 countries know the real situation of the Ukraine, because they have a shared common intelligence. But for other NATO countries, like France, like Germany, like Italy, like Spain, and like Poland, they don't know the exact. They don't have the exact information about the real casualty, the real casualty in Bakhmut. They don't accept. They don't receive this information. So it will be definitely have the wrong. They will definitely have the wrong estimation on war in the next few, several in the next months, in the by the next whole year. This miscalculation will create a big danger for Ukraine to keep going their counter strike, because they will find that the aid is not enough for them to do, because the Western had too optimistic about the Ukrainian counter offense. So they would think that, oh, if I just give this little aid, then Ukraine can win the Russia. Okay, so but actually it will be completely different. Ukraine will need the weapon which is much more than last year, because they are in the counterattack mode. They are not in the defense mode. Counterattack mode should need at least 3 times to 5 times equipment, including the airplane, including air superiority, to launch a successful counterattack operation. So that means this is a very big danger for Ukraine, because the West will definitely have the wrong, have overestimate the Ukrainian capability, and they won't help Ukrainian enough. So the war will prolong for 1 or 2 years unnecessary. This is out of the question that the miscalculation of the Ukrainian counter-offense, and it will cause the war make longer and cause many people died in vain. Okay, so this is the first calculation. The next calculation is about Prigozhin. Prigozhin has some problem and no matter I personally take Prigozhin as a genius, but I know the majority of people doesn't recognize Prigozhin as a military genius. But no matter you think he's a genius or not, there are one thing you cannot deny, is that Prigozhin indeed is more capable than any other Russian military official, like Shoigu, like Gerasimov, like every high-ranked commanders. So that Prigozhin is very capable. And right now, Prigozhin has made the Wagner troops retreat from his Russian army's side, and make the Russian army collapse. And now the Prigozhin has done all his best to slam. It is Russian army's fault. It is Shoigu's fault. It is Gerasimov's fault to let Ukraine have a successful counter strike. So counterattack. So though I have tried. Prigozhin said he has tried his best, but his ally sucks. So he cannot win. So, and this kind of the statement is pretty effective, because now the news about the Ukrainian counterattack is pretty big. It's pretty big. So that Putin will really consider Prigozhin's claim, and Putin is now very highly likely to appoint Prigozhin as the Minister of the MOD. The Minister of the Ministry of Defense, maybe, or Prigozhin will appoint Prigozhin as the commander-in-chief in the Russian army. But no matter which kind of letter, this is very likely to happen, because now the Prigozhin has created an atmosphere that they will, it's only Prigozhin can save Russia. It is only Prigozhin can lead Russia win this battle. So Prigozhin has created this kind of atmosphere, and it is really effective. So I think in the future, maybe in 3 months, we can see that Prigozhin is promoted on very high mantle, and Prigozhin will start to command the Russian contractor army, contractor soldier as well, and in the capacity of Russian army, not only the Wagner troop. Okay, Prigozhin. If we take Prigozhin's achievement, we must see the Wagner group. The Wagner group are now majorly composed of the, of the criminals, right? The criminals and those who are in jail, right? And this is actually a very successful attempt. Prigozhin did a really good job because the now Wagner group is more capable than the Cassidy Russian army, and this is incredible because even Napoleon, even Grant, the man who lead the American Civil War, even Napoleon and Grant cannot accomplish. Napoleon, before Napoleon failed on the Battle of Waterloo, Napoleon tried to recruit criminals as a new barrier, as a new brigade, but finally he failed because he found that the criminal is too hard to train. And assault Grant, when Grant in the battle of Vicksburg, when he trained a lot, when he has liberated some black slaves, or African slaves, and those black slaves want to serve for Grant and save their fellows, and that Grant found that it's too hard for him to train those black slaves because they have literally no experience and no experience on the military service, and they have low education level, and they are very hard to be good to be engaged in battle. They are very hard to train. They are too hard to train. So even Prigozhin and Grant, even Napoleon and Grant cannot train the war criminals into a very good soldier, but Prigozhin did it. So that is really incredible. And then many people marked about the Prigozhin's war performance, but that is only because that Prigozhin has only criminals to command. So this is something that why he can do the best. But when he attacked the Russian army, when he attacked the PDE, that will be totally different. Let me get straight. When he can command Cassidy Russian army, when he can command the VDV, the Cassidy Russian army under his command will be better than Wagner group. The VDV under Prigozhin command will be better than the Cassidy Russian army. So the final result is that maybe the Russian army will be stronger, maybe 2 times or 3 times under Prigozhin's leadership, and the Ukraine will hit a really big obstacle because Prigozhin will be much stronger, strengthen the armed force of Russia. Okay, so this is the second big worry about that Prigozhin may use Ukrainian counterattack to acquire higher leadership, and he replaced all the officials who are more incapable than him, and then he command the Russian army and the VDV troops and make them much stronger than before and use them to kill Ukrainians. That is the main statement I want to express. This is a very big worry because we know that Prigozhin is more capable than the leader of the Russian Ministry of Defense, and we also know that Prigozhin now wants to acquire higher power. But we still let the Ukrainian had very successfully. It seems sounds very successful counterattack that will definitely help Prigozhin to acquire the biggest power and make Russia army stronger than ever, and retake, use use the stronger army to defend Ukrainians counterattack. This is the biggest worry, hiding the hidden worry under the Ukrainian counterattack, and this is the main point I want to express now. Okay, so don't underestimate Prigozhin, although the Ukrainian army underestimate Prigozhin, although the Western media underestimate Prigozhin, but I still want to ask everyone not to understand Prigozhin. Please take him seriously, because he's really an evil. Okay, so okay. The third thing is that I've taken a look of the Ukrainian news about that. I found that the Ukraine now restrict the bank withdrawing. That means that the Ukrainians financial situation is now in a big crisis. It began to have a big crisis, but this is just only the beginning, not very severe. But if the economy crash is the scale of the economic crisis is big, that means the Ukrainian might hit the logistic problem. We must have a concept that the army, the military strengths are all based on money. If you have many money, then you can have the big strength. If you don't have many money, then your military strength will be weaker. It will be weakened. Okay, so that is why the economic situation in Ukraine must be taken seriously, because that if Ukraine has a really bad, really over wartime economy, that means that Ukrainian will be very hard to organize the military supplement, the everything the soldier need, like food, like water, like equipment, like artillery, shell, like anything related to war. Then the Ukrainian counter-offense will hit a really big obstacle. So also from here, I know there are not many people hear my live stream, but I also want to urge every people who hear my live stream that please consider, take care of the Ukrainian economy, because now Ukrainian economy is really in danger, and this is not something you can help by donation, because the scale of donation is far smaller than the scale of the Ukrainian economy. Ukraine is a country with 40 million population, and now it still has 20 million population inside their country. So this is an extremely big country, and the economy scale is also extremely big. So you can't use donation to sustain this such big economy. You need to use some systematic measure, like help import Ukrainian commodities, help to build some factory inside Ukraine, help the workers go to work abroad, and by doing those kind of things, and you can finally help Ukraine out of their economic crisis. But now it is apparent that Ukraine has emerged the economic crisis, and this must be taken seriously. Okay, so this is today's I was sharing today. Okay, I'm very happy to have the viewers like you to hear my live stream, and I will try doing my best to share what I know to you, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.